Rock You Like a Hurricane is a classic by the Scorpions. And Rock You Like a Hurricane is the name of an exhibition about the Scorpions. The Rock and Pop Museum in the town of Gronau is documenting the lifetime achievements of a band that's made rock history.
When you go through this exhibition, those 40 years are filled with life. So many periods of time are captured here, with so many documents.
650 square meters of museum space are filled with items from 4 decades, including stage outfits, posters from legendary concerts, rare photos, musical instruments, gold and platinum records, and films from the band's early days.
Those really were the years when the foundation was laid, the groundwork for what turned into a world career. You sense that the right mix of people have come together, the chemistry works. And they're all musicians who are really prepared to give everything to live their dream.
The dream began in the mid-1960s when a group of school kids formed a band just outside of Hanover. The musicians, with guitarist Rudolf Schenker, seen here on the right, were crazy about English beat and rock music. And just like their heroes, the Rolling Stones and the Small Faces, they wanted to make it big.
Those were the early days, when we really were prepared to go the extra mile. And you really needed to have a lot of passion and enthusiasm.
By the late 70s, the Scorpions had conquered Japan, followed by the US and Latin America. In the 80s, they headlined all the major festivals, like Monsters of Rock and Rock in Rio.
I have to say this period was a rapid rise within the Scorpions' career. Up to that point, things were pretty steady. But afterwards, it wasn't that easy to keep rising even higher. It was always steady, except for this one curve that shot straight up.
The Scorpions reached the next level in 1988, when they made their first appearance in the Soviet Union. A year later, they performed at the Moscow Music Peace Festival. The band's biggest hit came during this period. Wind of Change became the soundtrack for the fall of the Berlin Wall.
The song had a lot of meaning because of its connection to an historic moment in time that affected so many people in the East and West, and it still does 20 years later.
By the late 90s, things got tough for the Scorpions. Classic hard rock had gone out of style. Music fans wanted to hear alternative rock bands like Nirvana and Pearl Jam. All of a sudden, Scorpions concerts were no longer sold out.
Rock musicians are very sensitive. You pick up the vibes out there whether you want to or not. And in the 90s, especially the second half of the 90s, it was clear that the music we made, classic rock, was totally out and old-fashioned.
The Scorpions had to reinvent themselves. They recorded the album Moment of Glory with the Berlin Philharmonic. The title track became the theme song of the World Expo 2000 in their hometown of Hanover.
It was a real challenge, playing not just with any orchestra, but with the Berlin Philharmonic. And it gave us a real push into the 2000s.
The Scorpions returned to their roots, playing straight rock. And the fans took notice. But then came the shock. In 2010, the Scorpions announced they were calling it quits. The band would say goodbye with a 3-year farewell tour.
I get a bit nostalgic when I imagine all of this coming to an end. But it's always good to leave when the party's in full swing.
The party isn't over yet. The Scorpions are continuing their world tour until the end of the year. After that, the fans will have the music and memories of a band that will live on forever.